what is the difference between human beings that you found?
I think in the United States, people have stopped caring about people. The people in Pakistan seem to be the other way. They're concerned with taking care of the people around them. That's a big difference.
Can it be because of anything related to beliefs or faith?
I don't want to get into that topic.
I have heard in America, you believe in nature, that everything is because of nature. This universe came into existence because of Big Bang. Do you believe that?
In the United States, there are many, many different religions. It's a melting pot of many different cultures. You're saying everyone is the same. It's really untrue.
What do you think, being Muslims here, you found us here, what kind of people are we?
That's an unfair question. I told you I didn't want to talk about religion, and yet you are forcing me to say something I feel uncomfortable about.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Captain Retired Jehanzeb Hashmi on your video screen. Today I'm blessed to have a state guest, Miss Carla Reichman, with us, and she has come all over from Washington to Pakistan, and she takes online classes of English of our students in Rehan School, Kurangi campus, and she's a very valuable guest for us because she's not only teaching us English, but also developing our communication skills. Welcome, Ms. Carla Reichman.
Thank you for inviting me, and I'm here.
Miss, can you just introduce yourself a little?
I'm Carla, and I've been working with Rehan for about 5 years, right. Over 5 years now. And basically what I'm doing is helping people feel comfortable speaking English.
Right.
Many people are afraid to speak English because they think I'm going to make a mistake. But mistakes are actually should be embraced because that's how you learn and how you grow and how you develop yourself.
Thank you very much. This is a great work what you're doing because English is a lingua franca spoken all over the world.
Right.
And your teaching would make people live easier in parts of the world where their language is not spoken, only English is spoken. So grateful. So you are here in Pakistan since about 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Yes. And I have spent some time with you also. So everybody coming here and asking that how was your stay? But now it's been 3 days. Can I ask you this question? How has been these 3 days?
It's been a whirlwind of activity.
Right.
And I haven't really had a chance to soak anything in yet. Just taking everything in and doing the best I can with it. I like being here. I just, it's developing.
So what is something which is different you found here in Pakistan from America, which is the basic fundamental thing which you think is different from the place you're coming from and the place here in Pakistan?
There's a lot. I mean, even the showers are different. Waiting for the water to get hot
right.
is an issue that I'm not used to.
Okay.
The bathrooms are a little different because you don't use toilet paper, you use the spritzer type thing.
Yeah.
So I'm adjusting to everything happening.
So that is very much true that we are very different because your water is coming, hot water is coming instantly there in America. Because
not instantly, but a little
faster.
More, more than waiting 5 or 10 minutes for
Yes. Yes, because you are coming from a very developed country, the most developed country in the world, and economically also the most stable country in the world. And we are underdeveloped country. We are developing though, and we are doing our utmost effort to increase stable our economy and lead a better life. Our living standards should get better. So, but you are our guest, and wholeheartedly, all the Pakistanis are always very, they show their gratitude to people like you, because you are recognized as someone who has a lot of knowledge, and you are special people, because of your efforts you were able to get to that civilization standard which we are not yet capable of, and we're trying to get it to it. So other than the facilities, what is the difference between human beings that you found?
I think in the United States, people have stopped caring about people and have stopped taking care of each other and more concerned about taking care of themselves. Whereas I haven't had much time to find this out, the people in Pakistan seem to be the other way. They're concerned with taking care of the people around them. So that's a big difference.
What do you think is the reason for this different attitude?
It's just a different culture and a different way of looking at things.
It is merely because of the development they have achieved, the Americans, that they're so much committed to their jobs and to their activities that they do not find time to be as, as gratitudely better and, more closer to their family orientation, or it is something else, do you think?
I actually don't want to get deeply into it yet because I haven't really experienced it. But people here seem to be more concerned about others, whereas people in the United States are more concerned about taking care of themselves. And there needs to be a balance.
And can it be because of anything related to beliefs or faith?
I don't want to get into that topic.
Here you think that people are like, what can you be? I want to learn from you.
I would like to stay away from that topic right now until I've experienced more.
Right. So, okay. And I tell you, people in Pakistan are also very concerned about, the reason why they are left behind. And
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I can't discuss that.
Right. So what do you think about yourself? I have heard in America, you believe in nature, that everything is because of nature. This universe came into existence because of Big Bang. Do you believe that?
I think you're making a very big generalization that is not very true. You're saying everyone is the same. Every person is different.
Yeah.
Every person grows in their own path.
Yeah.
And you're saying, oh, everyone in America is a certain way. That's not true. People are different depending on who they are, what they have developed. In the United States, there are many, many different religions. There are many different ways. It's a melting pot of many different cultures. So to say one person is a certain way and another is not is really untrue. it's not bringing together what really.
You're very right. I'm
going
sorry,
on.
I will rephrase my question. Once you came to Pakistan, you told that I know a lot. You have a fair knowledge about Islam, right? And we
No.
mostly, you have some knowledge about Islam?
I have some knowledge.
Yeah. And we in Pakistan mostly are Muslims, right? Though practicing in different ways, right? So what do you think, being Muslims here, you found us here, what kind of people are we?
That's an unfair question.
Right.
It really is, because in Pakistan, the point is you're only dealing with Muslims day in and day out.
Yeah.
In my life, I've met people of many, many different religions. So how can I say this person is better or this is not good? I don't want to say that. And yet you are forcing me to say something I feel uncomfortable about. I told you I didn't want to talk about religion.
Right.
And you're going on that path that I said, please, I don't want to discuss it.
Right.
So I would like you to listen to what I'm saying to you and not just go by what you're thinking.
So it's okay. I will not talk about religion. Achha, we will talk about governments. Do you think the reception you found at the airport once you came to Pakistan, what is the difference between your airport and our airport? The custom people, they were polite and they were mannered?
Most airports, the people are polite.
Polite.
I mean, I don't know where you're going on this or what you're looking for, but you keep coming back to the same topic.
Achha, do you want to move around and see the mountainous areas and different areas, the terrains in Pakistan?
Hopefully, yes.
Yes, and we have all 4 seasons. Like we have summer, we have winter, we have autumn and spring. And we have rivers in Pakistan, and we have hill stations in mountainous areas, very chilling cold places in Pakistan. And we have also places like the Arabian Sea touches our coast, and all kind of, we have deserts. The best ecosystem in Pakistan, a desert is Thar Desert, which is recognized one of the best ecosystem desert in the world. So there are so many places you can visit in Pakistan. So what are your plans? What do you think?
I have no plans right now. I'm going by the day and what is being presented to me. And I don't know if I'll be traveling around or not. Yes. I think most of my time will be in Karachi.
Right.
And I really don't know what's happening.
If you find a chance, you will certainly go to visit these places. But if right now you're not aware what is the next plan, but what about your views about staying in Karachi? The people are really anxious to meet you, and they really want. There are calls from different sides to me that they are requesting to meet Carla Reichman, you. And so they're excited about. What is this excitement about? What do you think? Why they are so excited?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Anything which you like to share with us that you like very good in Pakistan?
Please ask a direct question.
Achha, and
what do you want me to say? And what do you want me to talk about? I need that today.
Basically, I am a person who likes to talk about philosophy, right? And philosophy about that, as there was someone who said, I think, therefore I am, right? And someone said, Cogito ergo sum. He said, I think, you must have heard this. I think, therefore I am.
Right.
And I myself said, the thought which perturbs me the most is the ignorance of the purpose I am. What I am, where I have come from, and where I have to go. I take interest in this basic question, right? The thought which perturbs me the most is the ignorance of the purpose I am. What I am, where I have come from, and where I have to go. So are you interested in discussing this question?
Again, we're talking about different people with different experiences, and everyone is going to have different experiences.
Yes.
So I don't know what you are actually asking me. Are you asking me to talk about who I am?
Yeah.
Are you asking me to be more open, more world-wise and talk about what's happening in the world? I'm not sure what you are asking me.
Achha, if you're
talking about I am, you need to accept different people are different ways of life.
Yes.
No one is the same.
Yes.
No two people think the same.
Right.
And because of that, you need to respect that.
There's yet another saying of mine. I'm thinking how to make my apparatus of thinking to think in the direction it should think. So
you can't. You're not hearing a word I'm saying to you.
Yeah. Achha, if you... what about...
You're not listening.
Yes.
You're not hearing what I'm talking to you.
Yes.
I could be talking about flowers and you're talking about boats. You are not listening. You're very focused on what you have learned and studied your whole life.
Yes.
And that's good. No, excuse me. Let me finish. Imran is trying to help you.
Right.
But I'm trying to tell you, you need to learn to open up your mind.
Yes.
And it's not just you. I grew up in a neighborhood that had many different religions, yes, many different ways of living. And because I grew up in that, coming to Pakistan gave me a whole nother way of thinking, another way of living. Now, you've grown up, you started by saying, I am a Muslim. All of Pakistan, which is true, comes from that background.
Yes.
But much of Pakistan, because they come from that background, they do not understand the different backgrounds around the world. I've had people say to me, hey, Carla, you're Jewish. Why are you talking to Muslims? This is not from America. This is people in Pakistan,
right,
who have, let me finish, who have told me, you know, I'm not going to speak to you because you're Jewish. Or I'm not going to speak to you because of X, Y, and Z. Or I want to speak to you because you have blonde hair and I've never seen it before. You have blue eyes and I'm used to seeing only brown eyes. You need to open up your world. There's more to the world than Islamia. There's more to the world than being Jewish. There's more to the world than being a certain culture. And everyone's stuck in their own culture. What the pandemic did was it put us all online.
Yes.
And all this, I had been doing it before the pandemic because I had met Rehan. I grew up in a culture of many different cultures, a melting pot. My mother would ask me, what color is that person? And instead of saying black or pink, black, I would say purple or pink. She never understood that because she grew up in a very Jewish culture. It's when you open up your minds and open up yourself to the world that you begin to open your mind.
Yeah.
I was kind of trained all my life to meet people like Rehan. I didn't know it at the time, but that was my life. Whereas the people I'm sitting with now, and I'm not putting you down. I don't want you to feel like I'm putting you down and saying, oh my gosh, you're bad. You're not bad. You grew up in a different type of culture. And that culture, in order to grow in the world, you need to open up your mind. You need to talk to people who are different. Many people don't understand Rehan when he talks about going out and don't talk to Pakistanis, talk to people from India, talk to people from America, talk to people from South America.
Yes.
The reason you do that, and the reason that he has given you that opportunity by opening up these interviews, is for you to begin opening your mind to more than just Islamia. I don't know if that's the right term.
Right.
But more than what you see every day. Coming here, and differences I'm seeing here are, and I want to say this nicely and politely, is that you've all grown up in a single, one-pointed culture. I didn't grow up that way. And I don't like talking about religion because people get stuck in that.
Yes.
Instead of getting stuck, realizing there's more around. Accepting different cultures, accepting different religions, accepting different ways of education. It's not an easy thing. It's not always easy for me. But it's a little easier for me because I grew up with that. You guys didn't. You grew up with just one way of life. Just because someone's Jewish or Catholic or whatever doesn't mean that they're not open to what other people are. What it means is sometimes that they haven't opened up their mind. Like my mother, who would ask about color, and I was like, yeah, well, I think that person was pink, or that person was yellow. I don't see color. I grew up in a different way of life. You know, I hope you don't mind that I say this, but I'm going to be very open about it. You wanted to help me the other day. I told you I needed to do it myself, to the point that I had to yell at you. And you still didn't get it. And I knew you weren't going to get it. I felt bad that I was yelling at you because I needed you to leave me alone and me figure out what help I needed. You can't make that decision of what help I need. I can be the only one who can do this. But you're like, oh, I want to help, I want to help. It was way too much. And I actually told Rehan, I didn't want to talk to you today. I wanted a few days away in order for me to get to where I needed to be in order to discuss anything with you. And he told me last night, and I guess I wasn't really listening, he didn't tell me who I was talking to. But that's part of part of what happens in the world. That we don't always listen. That you begin to understand that.
You're
and
right.
It doesn't happen overnight. You don't hear it once and you get it. And I know that. And I'm understanding of that. But you need to allow it to happen. And I do too. Rehan and I were talking that we would like to see certain things in the world a certain way. And it's changing, but slowly. Not big one after someone talking, but it's small little steps. And being patient is not always an easy thing to be. It's not easy for me, it's not easy for him, it's not easy for you to listen to me. It's not easy for you to say, oh, I'm not going to help. I know that. But the only way you're going to slow down is by taking it one step at a time and not running to get it right away. I don't know if any of that made sense to you.
Very much sense. That's great. I should have asked you, where were you born? What?
No!
About
You're not getting it.
Nay, I got what you said.
No, you're not. What you did was perfect. That was what you were interested in.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with what you said or what you did or anything.
Thank you very much.
But what's wrong is you're not, and even that's not wrong.
Yes.
It's understanding that it happens in very small steps. Just because I say not, please let me do it, and 2 minutes later you're saying, oh, I gotta help you now. And I'm saying, no, let me figure it out. If you could wait 3 minutes the next time before you ask, that's a step forward.
Thank you.
That's the whole thing that we're talking about, mistakes. You learn by making mistakes. You learn by being yourself. Not by saying, oh, I want to be like Imran right now, or I want to be like Carla. You can't be like me. You can't be like Imran. You can't be like these people. You can only be who you are. And who you are is Jahanzeb. I can't even say your name. But all you are is who you are. And you can only be that. And I need to learn that for myself too. When someone says something and they sound so great, that's only because they need to become that. They're learning to become that.
One thing I would like to say, as you said, that we in Pakistan did not find much of chance to live, to know about different cultures, but you in America found a lot of chances. You were grown in a society where different beliefs were, raised with you. So my being in Pakistan and never been outside Pakistan and never seen a different culture, my biggest thirst is to know about new cultures. And you are coming from that culture. I want to know about your beliefs and what are your beliefs. And that is my thirst to know that. That is the reason I was asking you those questions.
But did you realize, I understood that. But the questions you were asking me were questions very specific, very one-pointed in a direction. Yes. And I felt uncomfortable answering them because basically I've known nothing about Islamic culture, about Muslims until the past 5.5 years. And when I first met Rehan, I was wondering if this guy was a terrorist because I really thought all Muslims were terrorists. I didn't know. I really thought that you guys there was no kindness here. Because that's what people in the United States thought. That after 9/11, that's where the world had become. Oh, don't associate with Muslims. I have even a sister who's much older than me, who said to me, "Why would you go to Pakistan?" And I said, to explore it and learn from it. I would never go. They don't respect women. There's some questions that I have about that still. People were telling me not to talk to Rayhan in the beginning. It's still happening. Why are you going to Pakistan, Carla? You should be going to India. Because I have a very rich Indian background with me. Not as rich as, Muslim. Well, in fact, someone said, you should go for Shiva Ratri. And I said, I'm not paying for the ticket. I'm not going. But, you're over there, Carla, go. And I'm like, I can't. It would be very inappropriate for me to. And when I told them that, the answer was, okay, we'll leave you alone. But you need to understand that different cultures really need to melt together. And when you look at it, and from my life viewpoint, I find that they have melded together. They have become one thing.
Yeah.
But because I'm someone stuck in a Muslim culture and haven't seen that, they don't realize that Judaism is very much the same. They don't realize that Hinduism is the same. The same beliefs are there, underlying it. There's only one truth, and one truth is that we're all connected, and we all breathe the same air, and that's the essence of our lives, and yet we don't recognize that.
That is the concept of God?
I'm not going to get into that. I've already said that more than once.
Yes.
That's not the concept, it's how I think. It's not how Imran thinks, and I think they're getting bored now. It's not how you think, but that's how I think. And I don't expect to see anyone thinking any differently from how I expect everyone to think in the same way.
Yes.
But no, you don't.
Yes.
Because you grew up in a different way of life.
And you think that we should not discuss about such beliefs because people may not agree?
That's not what I'm saying.
We can discuss about it.
I don't want to go on a public broadcast, which I know with Rayhan it'll go public at some point. Could even go public today with Rayhan here, and talk about some of this.
We are not public. We are doing a podcast. But later on we'll be public.
It will be public at some point.
Yeah, you're right.
So I need to be careful in what I say. I already said some things that I don't think should go public.
Okay, I was excited about to learn from you, and the reason I have already told you that in Pakistan you don't find many chances to learn about such valuable beliefs.
But you do have the chance. You have the chance by talking on the internet, by setting up those interviews and not talking to Pakistanis, talking to people around the world. And talking to people around the world who will talk about their backgrounds. And the more you do that, And the more you speak to these different people, you will open up your minds. PRwala is another one of those people who says, I want to talk to you. I want to take your interview. He doesn't listen. We have that class where you guys are supposed to hear what I am saying. You're supposed to be listening. He's there. He has kids with him, which he's supposed to, but he's playing on his, I don't know if he's playing, he may be working on something else.
He was trying Sorry.
That's what I've been talking to you about.
Yes.
But whether you're not listening, you're not paying attention, he's more concerned about doing his work than he is in listening.
Yes.
A conversation, an interview is more than just listening, talking. It's using your ears. And I'm not doing a great job of it right now. And I know it.
No, you're doing a great job. You're helping us out to understand what kind of a refined thought is. This is how we should take life. You're really impressing us because you have been brought up in a society where there is a lot of education. People here in my society, though I come from a background where people were educated, but there are societies in Pakistan mostly where education is seldom found. And being you in a society where there was a lot of education, their beliefs were different. I am very...
Whoa. You're forgetting about human values. Going to school doesn't teach human values. Going to school doesn't teach you to be concerned about another person. It teaches you math, English, reading, and all that junk. You need those skills. But being educated is more than that. Being educated is caring about the people around you, which you do find in Pakistan. It's being there for someone and not being I need to go take rest now, and forgetting about the people around. I kind of admire that in some people who say, I need to go rest now. I need some time to myself. I needed it in the past 3 days. In the past 3 days, I've been running around like a chicken without a head. I've been seeing a lot of things, but I haven't had a chance to take it in because, like now, when Rehan said, you're going to be doing an interview tomorrow, and it's going to be more like a debate, and it's at 10:30, I knew I had to get up. I forgot I had to wait a long time for hot water. I forgot certain things that I needed to keep in mind in order to be in this interview. So I was late. And Rehan knows that I'm normally not late. So I had you call, Imran call, Rehan call, all within 5 minutes. Rehan and I understand each other. I said, I'm going to be there in a minute, Rehan. I know I'm late. I overslept. He hung up. Imran was a little better at getting the idea that I didn't want to talk. And I had no idea you were coming, and I thought someone else could tell you. I didn't know where my phone was. I saw who called, and I thought, I'll let Imran tell you because I'll end up in a 10-minute conversation just trying to get off the phone.
Rehan told me that you're not happy with me.
God, I'm not. to. I knew he would.
That was the biggest, blow on my self, that why she's not happy with me.
What did he say?
He said that you make her a friend and talk to her and make her ready to accept your friendship. And my Lord and the Lord of the worlds know that I really sincerely wants to be your friend and wants to learn from you.
And I know that, and I told Rehan I needed a few days to work that out for myself.
Yeah.
And Rehan said to me, oh my gosh, now I know why he said what he said. He said to me, I don't know how you're going to handle this tomorrow, but you're going to do it. And I never got from him, because he wasn't feeling great, who it was I was talking to. And he said, Carla, it's going to be more of a debate. I know, we'll see what you can handle. And I didn't want, if it had been my choice, I would have told Rehan, no, I'm not doing it.
I know that you're not happy with me.
No, that's not it. You're not getting it. And if you don't listen, or if you don't understand, what do you say?
I understood that you're very caring.
No. What do you say? I asked a specific question.
I said that, I'm sorry, I forgot whatever you said right now.
That's the point. You're not going to get everything right.
Yeah, you just said that you needed 5 to 6 days to get yourself, better gathered the mass, and then talk to me and be there with me. And this is what you said. And because I don't know how much time you are here for.
I don't either.
Before you were coming, I talked to everybody that I really want to greet her and stay with her. And I was supposed to be looking after you your entire visit. And once I found out that you're not accepting my company, myself, so I was really dejected, because it is not that you are here, you have such a, as you told yourself, that you were brought up in a society which had so many other beliefs. So your viewpoint about comparative studies, about comparative religions must be very valuable, right? That comparativeness and that diversity is with you. And I want to learn about that diversity. And that diversity will enhance and enlighten me and broaden my view about everything, basically my belief. And if you will be able to tell me about the concept you think is the best, I will be able to, refine my concept with that help. That is the reason I was trying to learn from you. And that was the reason I was asking the questions. And you have that mindset, which because you're a teacher, you teach people how to communicate, not only English, but also how to communicate show their gesture, their behavior and all that. Because one example is when you came to our school and were talking to, so we had the rapid fire also in the school, the others were talking to each other. You told them not to talk to them, because that is how you were teaching them to improve your communication skills. When somebody is talking, you must hear that. Okay? So this is why you have the ability and you're the master in it. And I want to learn from you.
And I never said I didn't want to learn from you. And I think Rehan understood what I was talking about. I didn't say I was unhappy with you.
No.
Well, I may have, because it wasn't that I was unhappy with you. It was just that I needed a chance to get my feet on the ground, which I still haven't done. I haven't had an opportunity. Yesterday morning, they wanted to go out to breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning. I was just waking up. I said, oh, when? He said, well, I'm sitting in the car now. And I said, I'm not coming. I wasn't dressed. I wasn't ready. And I said, I'm sorry, go yourself. And I was really, he's going to hear this. I was really happy about that because I needed that time. I needed the time to adjust. I needed the time to figure out what I needed to do in order to be welcoming to you.
Thank you.
And it wasn't, and I kept saying to him, and he may have said this to you, but you didn't get it, is that I know that you have a big heart. I know that you have a lot to give. But at this point, I couldn't even accept it because I said, no. And you kept on saying, oh yeah, 2 minutes later, the same thing came up. And it made me think with Rehan, we go through this all the time where he gets mad at me, tells me what he wants, and I'll say, I'll think about it. And maybe 2 minutes later, I want to ask a question like it. And he doesn't hear the question because he's Rehan. And two, he just doesn't hear it. He doesn't really hear what I'm saying. And we're not really communicating. And when I realize that's happening, I thought I saw a shadow. When I realize something like that is happening, I pull away. Well, and he doesn't know it. He pulls away too.
Yes.
And we don't communicate. And the same thing here. Imran wouldn't talk to me for several years. And I kept trying. PRwala, I said, don't talk to me until you're ready to listen. If you come to a class where you're supposed to be listening and you're playing with your phone, what's the point? I don't need to talk to you. I'd rather talk to someone who's listening and learning, not someone who is, bored. And I understand you'd be bored if you don't understand English well and you're just hearing the sounds. I understand that. But if you're not even attempting to listen, how are you going to gain anything?
But let me say something. Do you think I'm getting bored or I don't attempt? I attempt again and again. I attempt again and again.
I know.
To understand and to have that pleasure, that thirst quenched by listening from you. And if you don't want to speak about that, it's your will. But give me some time. When will you be able to discuss that with me? Because that is my thirst.
It's happening now.
Thank you.
What has been happening in the past? I don't know. How long have we been talking? An hour and a half, maybe?
More than, less than half an hour.
No, it's more than an hour.
Okay, it's more than
I
half an hour.
hate to tell you that. I just looked at my watch.
So it's more than half an hour. So
more than an hour, but go on.
Okay. So it is that my basic questions were those, but you said that I'm not getting to it, and I want to open my mind and learn from cultures. And if you are ready to open my mind by telling me the cultures, basic, yes.
You're still missing the point. That's my thought. You're not going to get it from me. You're going to get it when you talk to people from around the world. You're going to get it when you begin talking to more people. You can't get it from me. You can't get it from Imran. You can't get it from one person.
Different person you have to ask and talk to, all that.
Right. That's the whole point of the 500 mutual friends. That is the whole point of talking over the internet and doing the interviews.
So one of those 500 mutual friends, you are the one. And
it doesn't matter. I am one of 500.
Yeah.
And the other 499 people from all around the world think differently than I do.
Yes.
And are different from what I do. Whatever I tell you is coming from me. If you're sticking only with me, you're not learning anything from anyone else.
Now, I got it. You are different from those 500 people. I understood. Why are you different?
Because
you have a different opinion.
I'm kill you.
Because you have a different opinion, and I want to learn about that opinion.
Right. But you can't just learn it from me. You need to talk to people from all around the world.
I'm doing that. Every Sunday night, a Saturday night, I call different people around the world. PJ, entrepreneur, if you know him, Paul Jones.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been talking to Jasmine Patel. I've been talking to Samantha Fox. What's her full name?
Samantha Glass.
Samantha Glass, yes. And I've been talking to Maxine Cunningham. I've been talking to Jennifer. I've been talking to various people. I've been talking to Hopkinson. And that is why I wanted to talk to you as well and to learn from you as well. The whole period we are sitting here, we were not able to come to that point, which I really wanted to bring it into your kind consideration, was that I want to learn your belief about yourself. It does not matter anything that I'm going to criticize or look down upon it. It is just why I want to know is to learn different so that I can refine my faith. If we can agree to disagree, right? And
oh, yeah, definitely.
Yes. So, but to disagree, we need to discuss between my belief about the existence of God. Basically, that is what I really want to talk about, the existence of God. This is how I feel, my views about why I say there is one Lord and there is no one else, and the reasons why I believe.
But that's okay. I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, that's okay that you believe that. It's okay that I believe that. But if I had someone from India who's a Hindu,
yes,
they would say, well, there's Vishnu and there's Krishna and Ananda, all these different names. And they take different, this is my understanding of it, they take different values of God, different values of life. And because of this, because of their beliefs, if you really look at what they're saying, Vishnu, Krishna, Brahman, you'll realize Ganesh, you'll realize that it's all the same. There's no difference in religion. They have just, Ganesh is I'm losing my words, I'm sorry. Ganesh is the God that takes away obstacles. It's in the Quran. Taking away obstacles, believing in yourself, moving forward. Krishna is the Godhead. Still, it's there. It's just that the Hindus have a different way of looking at it than you do. There's one Godhead. But in that Godhead, in the Muslim world, it's the same. If you look deeper into this, I come from a Jewish background.
Right.
I have friends who are Catholic. And, the belief in Jesus. I don't believe in Jesus.
Yes.
But when I listen to them talk, I realize it's all the same. It's just that people have put concepts in the way of what the reality is.
In our belief, we say Allah is one. He is the only sustainer. He begets not, nor he is begotten. And no one is his equal. And the Islam definition of Islam is complete submission to the will of Allah. And in the Holy Book Quran, he says, I share no one in my governance. I share no one in my governance. Even the Prophet, peace be upon him, has no ability or power after he left the world. As he died, he was a human being. And now we cannot call him for our help, or in our distress, we cannot call him to help us out. It is only the Lord of the worlds, who is the mightiest of all, and his throne is encompassing the entire universes. And even a single leaf cannot move until he permits it to do so. So it is our belief. But as you said, in Hinduism, it is a mythology. Hinduism is a mythology where, there are separate entities doing separate works. Like Krishna has a separate, department of doing different, handling different issues of the humankind and whatever there is in their belief. So the difference between Christianity and us in Islam, we believe in Jesus, that he was the prophet. And we also believe that he was lifted up in the skies and he's going to come back in this world. And we believe in Moses, alayhi salam, who was a prophet who used to talk to Almighty Allah. But the difference between our belief and your belief, being a Christian, if you are not a Christian, but if they are Christians, the belief difference is that they believe that Jesus is the Son of God, which we do not agree. We agree. What we say that the Rabbul Alameen, the Allah, the Lord of the worlds, has not begets, nor he is begotten. Right? He does not have son or children, and nor he had any father or anything like that. He is eternal. He was from time immemorial and will remain everlasting. He is the all-powerful, all-present, and all-knowing. So this is our belief. And it is that one of his trait, being the Almighty Allah, is Wadud, a friend. If you go towards and seek help from him and seek his friendship, he will there come and will give you his friendship. He will become your friend. And that would be, a magical thing, because once he will become your friend, you'll ask anything and it will be given to you. And you will think that supernatural things are happening, because he's so close to you. He knows, he's more closer than your jugular vein. He knows what is in your heart. And he's so tremendously powerful that he can do anything he wants to. He has the ability to even change the past. He says he is able to do all things. And he can change the present. He can change the future. But he has also the ability to change the past. What had happened earlier, he has the ability to change that also. This is our belief, being a Muslim. And the basic fundamental is, and what is religion in our belief? That the three things he liked the most, that no one should ascribe partner with him. Not even the Prophet, peace be upon him, should be partnered to him. The second thing is that follow what, once you have relied upon him, the Almighty Allah, then do not rely on others. Grab his rope of faith tightly to him, right? The third thing is to not go into sectarianism, which we Muslims are, segmented into different sections. And the three things which he detests the most: do not talk into irrelevant talk. Do not, persistent questioning is not allowed. Persistent questioning, altercation is not allowed. And the third thing he dislikes the most is he does not like a spendthrift, a squanderer, or a prodigal, right? So this is his belief. This is what our belief is. And he helps you a lot, right? And no one after the death, being humans, has the power to do anything, right? It is only you. If you are willing to give me that glass of water, it will be his will. With his permission, you will be allowed to give me that glass of water. And we are to lead our life in his cause. Whatever we will do will to please him. This is our religion. So this is what it is.
Okay.
Do you think it's sensible?
It doesn't matter what I think. I think all religions are sensible, and yet all religions have a way of
So I thank you very much. I had
do.
to pass this message of Lord Almighty Allah to you, and it was very difficult to get through it, but I did manage to tell you what my faith is all about. And I wanted to learn from you also, because in Judaism, they say Uzair al-Islam as his son, the Lord's son. And why I told you that if he had a son, or if he had anybody else would be sharing his governance, then there would have been a tussle between the lords. If there had been two lords, right? One would be saying that this thing should happen. The other one would say, no, this is not the way I would like to have it. I want it in a different way. And that tussle, or that confusion between the two lords if it would have been there, would have been, a turmoil happening in the world. Because that is why there's only one entity, no different partners or powers ruling the world. And there in Hinduism, there are different powers. So we believe there is no different power.
But under those different powers, there's only one power. It's not really different.
Yes.
It's just how you're using words and you're using concepts.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
You're welcome.